then we want to go back to certain places, and we totally wanted to go back to Yokohama and Kamakura, and we are here. We're gonna make the weekend of it. Right now we've just landed here. We're near Kamakura, but we're kind of away from the big hubbub of the tourist center. We're going to some little, it's a peninsula, but it looks so much like an island because there's only this little strip that goes out to it. And we're gonna go and play on some rocks, and I'm gonna eat something octopus related, I think. But right now we're standing next to the romance car. We did not take this train to come here because you have to reserve this train. But we are admiring the romance car. I was gonna say from afar, but I'm right next to it. I don't know. The romance car is very popular. I think it got the blue ribbon at the like some sort of awards that people did for the coolest train. So he got blue ribbon. Guys, I just wanna correct what I was saying before. It actually is an island. We are about to go on to Enoshima, which means Eno Island. And the blue on the map helps you understand it is an island. I was gonna make this shot with the amazing little bustling old school street that's happening in this area on the island, but there's this. And that's pretty much where you should make this shot. I just wanted to say that the idea of the island that I had in my head is a lot different than what I'm seeing. Like, I only saw this island in like little snapshots and a cartoon island drawing and a map, and that's all I've seen so far. And it's turning into kind of like a little ancient town with where you're leaving the beach atmosphere. Even though we haven't been in the beach atmosphere, it's nice to leave it. We're gonna go to the seaside atmosphere as opposed to the beach atmosphere, and that's really cool. So we're gonna jump in and hopefully find some really good snacks. Enoshima is all about misconceptions. When I first saw this snack in the book, I thought that it was something on a stick smeared in like shredded meat. It didn't make any sense to me. It is nothing like that. So I've come expecting meat and I've gotten sweet. We have matcha dango in the background, and that's gonna be nice and grassy for you. You're gonna love it. Yeah. And then ango on top. And the lady told me it's very sweet and nice. So it's a little cold.
Is it real grassy, man?
Like what you love in those little bowls. You always get those ice creams that are like crazy and have all these things. It's just it on a stick.
All right, let me try.
It's good.
Let me get some of this goat food. Is it goat foody?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah, the matcha isn't like explosive or anything. It's more the texture is explosive, and the anko on top is really just wow.
It's a really good combination. It's not too grassy tasting at all. Like the bean paste really like is the prominent flavor, I guess. So it's not a turn off. Yeah, hey, that's nice.
We're hiding in the shadows because we have, well, one, it's really, really, really hot, and we've also taken heed of this amazing poster. Please be aware of the hawks who will steal your food while you're walking. They are not afraid of you. You are prey at this point, or your prey is their prey, and they have balls. But we finished our prey, and...
You finished your balls?
Yeah. Not their balls, our balls.
Do hawks have balls? Birds are confusing.
They're on the inside, I think.
Are they? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
This guy on the motorcycle is delivering mail, and doing this on a weekend, like in this touristy crowd, must kind of be like he pulled the short straw in the morning or something, because this has got to be a nightmare.
Okay, make a video, put it on your face.
She's doing something to surprise guests. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of worried what might be in there, because I thought a lot of things that came from the sea when we walked up that little street. So I'm a little...
Close your eyes.
Close my eyes, okay.
And a bite.
Oh God, it's warm.
Whoops. flavor do you think it is?
Ooh, it's really, really like peppery. I guess it's a very strong peppery flavor. I can't pick anything else out.
It's red pepper. It was
Red
between
pepper.
red pepper or wasabi, and I was like, we have wasabi all the time. I don't see red pepper things. So we're eating senbei, and senbei is rice cakes that they kind of grill over this amazing little grill. That's why it's warm. This place had so many different flavors. There was red pepper. We also got black pepper, and I got the osusume, the recommended one. And,
How many did you buy?
I bought a lot because I'm hungry. I brought the recommended one, which I'm going to eat now, and that was seaweed.
Okay.
So it's just wrapped in seaweed, and I wasn't going to surprise you with that. You'd have been upset.
I appreciate that. Seaweed is okay, but it's not like I wouldn't recommend it. What do you think? Was it the right thing?
I love it.
So the senbei itself isn't actually seaweed. It's just regular senbei wrapped in seaweed.
I think it's soy sauce senbei.
Ah.
And when I asked the lady like osusume, in my heart I was like, pick the seaweed, lady, pick the seaweed. And then she picked the seaweed, and we had this moment where she knew that's like, that was mine and it's yours, and we both really wanted the seaweed. So yeah, I should have shared it with her.
Did you get any other interesting flavors?
I got sugar, which is one I've never had before.
Yeah, let's give that a bite.
Normally, senbei to me is not a sweet treat. It is pepper or soy sauce or whatnot. But look at this.
And my mouth is kind of on fire from the red pepper.
Is this going to be a good combo?
So, well, I'm kind of hoping it's going to subdue it a little bit.
It's harder than normal because the sugar has solidified and created a harder coating.
Oh, weird, yeah, because it was being cooked on that little grill, so I guess that makes sense. Almost caramelized, do you think?
Not caramelized, but it made a liquid instead of it being
Oh yeah, it's really hard.
But it's not caramelized. Caramelize. Can you caramelize sugar?
Isn't that what it is?
You caramelize onions and other things. I don't know.
Isn't caramel made out of sugar? Isn't that what it is? They heat it up?
Good point.
I think. I don't know.
We're chefs.
You would expect it to be really sweet because it's, covered in sugar, but it's not overwhelmingly sweet. But maybe it's because the red pepper has killed my taste buds.
Yeah, that could
know.
be true too. I thought it was really good. Would have again. I didn't have the red pepper, but I'll probably have it again.
This is apparently sake flavored ice cream.
It's not sake flavored ice cream if it's alcoholic.
Yeah, it's alcoholic ice cream. Yeah, so but it says nihonshu, but he called it sake, but whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good. It tastes like if you took milk and put it into sake. It's exactly what it tastes like.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's all right. I think if I'm gonna have that flavor, I want more alcohol because this isn't gonna be enough to make that flavor okay. You know what I mean?
Maybe you should have had some nihonshu before you had your nihonshu.
Yeah, if I did that, I think I would be in better shape. But what Katie got is a little stranger. She got some sort of little fish ice cream, and it looks terrifying.
Explain it? Oh. Yeah, I got shirasu, and I know it by a different name. I've had it in a different format, but it's basically just little dried white fish. They're almost like transparent, and you get them usually on top of rice, and you just mix it all together with the rice, and it's just like they put it on salads too. It's just an extra bit of, there's that stuff on it. But you can see their little fish guts and stuff throughout. Those are the eyeballs, people. They're definitely in there.
There's full little fishes in there,
Yep.
Straight up? They're not blended or anything?
Do not eat this.
Is it the worst thing in the world? You're eating fishy ice cream, dude.
It's fine with me.
Is it fishy, like a strong fish?
It's like the sake where why were we putting these two things together? I'm licking it for the ice cream and then I'm chewing it for the little fish. It's weird. Could Kamakura be more badass? That is awesome. Not only is that dragon badass, but they've actually made a stand close to the actual, I don't know if it's a temple, it's just a cave rock with a dragon. At the dragon cave rock, they've put a little stand across from it so that you can just put your camera there and you get the perfect shot. They've provided it for you. He's hospitable. It's amazing. We're gonna give it a try.
And they've even gone to the level of putting like a thing here, so if you're taking a picture with a smartphone, you can just like put your smartphone in there and it'll hold it up. That's pretty genius. Look at that.
Who's making these stands? You're genius. These hogs are nothing to joke about. They are all over the place, just flying overhead. And now that they put the posters, you're real suspicious of them. Before, I would have just been like, wow, they're really enjoying the wind and floating around, but now they're here to attack all of us. After you walk for a while and like on the paths, I'm assuming all of them just take you here. You could take a ferry, you could walk by your foot, there's an escalator, there's so many paths, and they all lead to Iwaya Cave. And it's said that this cave leads to Mount Fuji. So we're on our way.
Which is really funny because the lady outside told us you can't just walk around. It's like, you can't just walk around the island to Mount Fuji, you gotta take the cave.
You gotta take the cave. It's like the expressway.
For anybody that's unaware, Mount Fuji is quite a ways away.
It's a bit more tacky in here than we had expected. There's like umbrellas and lights lighting up things that aren't about the cave. We're here for a cave, not here for tropical drinks. I have to say that the umbrellas are Zelda approved. It's not dangerous at all.
They put this like net, it's like a fence.
Mesh.
Mesh, like, but it's metal.
Metal mesh.
It keeps you from hitting like the sharp part, which is good, but still a bit on the low side.
There's a bit of a line in the cave. And I just looked on the map that they gave us in the brochure, and it turns out that the line has formed to look at a hole that you can see outside of the cave. So we've come into the cave to look outside of the cave, which we were outside of a moment ago. Regardless, the hole... No, that's not it. I can't see it yet. The hole's probably pretty cool. And now we're in line. We thought that the line was going to take us to see something special. It took us to a digital clock and a bucket with money in it and a tunnel to Fuji that we couldn't go down. It was a bit of a disappointment, people. Where's my Fuji?
So this cave system has got like a bunch of different little fingers, and down at the end of each one of the fingers is kind of like a little shrine. And at the end of this one here was the birthplace of like the shrine where they started building everything, which is kind of cool to see. And it's interesting that like they went deep into this cave and they put a shrine, and like then I guess it expands out, and it kind of has encompassed the whole island at this point from what I can tell, which is kind of a cool tidbit.
It really looks like an astronaut has come, or like some sort of submarine has taken over. Turns out there's two caves to Iwaya Cave. It says cave, but there are two caves. And we went to the wrong cave because the other cave says it has a dragon. Khaleesi, here I come.
Oh God.
Do you hear that sound? That's not a good sound for when you're going in the earth.
Not when there's a dragon at the end.
Oh. So the sound was quite scary at first, but now we've realized what the sound is about. Turns out that as you walk up to the dragon, you need to think of a wish. And then you beat on the drum 2 times, and the dragon is going to give you a response about your wish. And I hope mine comes true.
How'd your wish go?
He only flashed once, so it's not going to come true. That doesn't bode well for this weekend.
What was the wish?
That we have fun in Kamakura.
We don't need that dragon.
Prophetic dragons.
The island we were on, Enoshima, was, it had ups and downs. I liked how it was really diverse feeling. Like, it was a touristy place and there was like touristy shops and stuff, but then you'd like walk out of that little village area and you'd be like in a forest and it was kind of cool and there were lots of trees and stuff. And then you'd pop out of the forest and you'd see the ocean, and there was like an area with like a rocky coast, and there were a lot of people fishing and stuff there. And a lot of times I like to like climb around on those rocks and stuff, but this wasn't that type of vibe. Like, they were kind of slippery and just flat, so that disappointed a little bit. I mean, disappointed is probably too strong of a word, because then it made it up with the caves, and the caves were kind of in the same area, and it was cool to see like the dragon and all that. And then we got to take a boat back, and that was fun too, because I mean, boats are amazing. And yeah, I don't know, it was a really cool little place. We spent like I don't know, quite a few, like 4 or 5 hours there or something. And I could see if you were like leisurely about it, you could probably spend the whole day on that island. But it's really crowded right now because it's Obon, which is a holiday weekend basically, and people usually go like to with their family to like ancestors' graves, and they like clean the grave and pray for the ancestors and things like that, and then take like a day out of that like weekend, and then they go to like beaches and stuff if they, you know, have the opportunity, I suppose. So there's tons and tons of people here, and you can probably see like how many people are walking around behind me. It's a touristy area on a touristy weekend. So as cool as the little island was, I think it's probably time to try to find something different.
One of the really big draws here in Kumagaya, oh my goodness, I don't know where we are, in Kamakura, is the seaside train, which is looking like it's going to be packed, and that means that the people on the edges will get to see the seaside, and the people in the middle will get to see the other people on the train. It's so cute. We just gotta ride it. Let's go! The seaside train ended up being pretty packed, and we kind of wiggled our way so that we could actually be looking out the seaside, and we did actually see Enoshima off in the distance, and that was really cool. Yeah, the train ride was pretty good, even though there were a lot of people. I'm starting to wonder if places become famous because they're on the television, or that the television has run out of so many places that they're just going everywhere, because it seems that we just wander into all of these shops that say, oh, we've been on television, and like, we know this guy, we trust this guy on his opinion of food. Like, we've eaten at many of his shops that he's been to. He doesn't own any of them. Today we've landed in Farm Kushin. And it's a karaoke shop, which is, karaoke is where they either mince meat or they mash vegetables together and they bread it and then they deep fry it. But today, they've put it into sandwich form. Dun, 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 dun. And for me, I've had a lot of karaoke since I've been here. It's a staple at junior high school lunches. But what's special for me today is having a beef one. Normally I'd have vegetable ones that are mainly potato, or I know that crab is not a vegetable, but crab ones as well.
What's the inside look like?
Potato and minced beef.
That's right, it's potato in it always.
I'm glad it has potato, because I started wondering if it was just a like flat bed of beef that had breading on top of it. So that potato's so good, really, really good. I can see why this might be on television. We've come to this cultural place, and much like most cultural places, modernism is taken over, and we have to consult the computers on whether we can enter. We're going to this temple in hopes of doing a really cool, fun activity that we've wanted to do for a while. And the computers was just kind of a surprise. I know it's happened at parks, and I know it's happened whenever I see it. Like, we're here for a temple, we're here for a cultural experience. Talk to the robot. And there's a lady next to the robot. She's doing the exact same job, but I'm scared of her, because I don't know if she's doing the exact same job. But I'm pretty sure she's doing the exact same job, but she's not a robot. I feel more at ease with a robot. So we've come to do calligraphy here, and Eric's been wanting to do it for a while. I know I'm going to be absolutely terrible at it, because one, my kanji recognition is not very good, and my stroke order understanding is not very good, and everything else that would make you good at this, I'm not very good at it. But I'm going to give it a try. So we found the registration. It's in this like little amazing cove that it just looks so zen and so calligraphy ready that it's inspiring me to do a good job, the best job that I can. We have been kicked out, as have all of our other fellow calligraphers, and now I'm really, really sleepy. Because it was really library-esque in there, which means we didn't get up and shoot video and talk about it and explain everything that we were doing, because that would have been very, very inappropriate. I did manage to just do some random shots, which we'll see if any of them work in here, but you walk in, put down your stuff, and you walk to the front of the room, which has many, many Buddhas on the wall. And you do a little prayer, and you take a cup of water. It might be kind of oily water, I couldn't tell. And then you move that into, this is the prickliest tree to ever be moved into. You take the water to your desk, and you take 2 scoops of water. And then you take the chalk or charcoal or calligraphy stone, and you grind and grind and grind that into the water. And you grind and grind and grind, grind and grind and grind, until you get the perfect consistency of ink that you've created yourself, which is one of the great things I really kind of enjoy, even though I think my consistency was terrible. I didn't know what I was doing, so I just tried. And then you take your brush, and they give you these little sheets of paper, and I've kind of stolen my sheet of paper, and on the paper there's an outline, so you end up just tracing the characters. You can kind of see in the background there's like a little gray that's obvious that it was there before. So essentially you just trace, and it kind of takes you back to childhood, but at the same time you still have to try to be meticulous, which you can tell I wasn't meticulous about it. And it's just very relaxing and quiet, and reminds me of being in the library when I was like 14 and you found that good book in that little area where no one was talking, and it was just beautiful. But with this you actually get to make something, and that was kind of cool. I would definitely do calligraphy at a shrine or temple again. Do it. It's good. You don't have to have any skills. And you can just go in, and more than likely they'll show you how to get started, but then you just go and it's zen from there. And then you write weird notes on everything that Eric is doing so that you're laughing because you've already finished, because he's got skills that you don't have.
What was your calligraphy wish?
My calligraphy wish, is it a calligraphy wish?
I don't know.
You write a wish on your paper, which I wrote it terribly. To have a capybara. So we'll see if that one happens. The dragon denied my wish. Perhaps the calligraphy gods will give me a capybara. I'm not sure if it's just the calligraphy, but this place is so relaxing. The temple is called Hasadera. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And I would say that it's not like a standout temple for Kamakura, as opposed to the Daibutsu, the really, really big Buddha that we visited last time. But so far, it's really striking. We're standing in the middle of a cave that has just gorgeous carvings in the walls and lots of beautiful candles, and just a nice serenity about it.
You're high on calligraphy.
I'm high on calligraphy. Dude. Get low. The first half of the cave was quite spacious and open, and lots of carvings and interesting things. The second half got very confining, and the amount of interesting things wasn't as much, but the number of people was quite, I guess it got smaller, and it was the same number of people, but it felt very claustrophobic. Ing. Yeah. And we went down this one little hallway, and there was this one little room off to the side, and there were all these little figurines in there, and they really, I don't know why, but they all look like little Simpsons to me. Like little Simpsons figurines, but upon closer look, it's either a Buddha or a woman. It looked like a woman to me with a guitar, and you can purchase one for 300 yen and write like a little note on it and help build this crazy collection that's happening. I thought that was insane. I could have sat there and looked at them for a while. Felt a bit like the Malcolm in the Middle episode where Dewey builds like this crazy utopia with Hal. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that. If you know what I'm talking about, that's what it felt like. Like they were all gonna turn on you in just a moment, like, oh no. But yeah, it was very cool. Asadero Temple has a lot of little fat smiley guys, lots of little Buddha statues, but it also has two towering Buddhas. One of them is Yakuyoke, and he is the protector against evil spirits. I like him. Very reassuring that nothing will harm us while we're here in Kamakura. And the other one I have yet to meet. So I met this one. He was quite good. He is 2.8 meters tall, which means he's just taken you over. You feeling small?
He looks a lot bigger than that.
Not including his halo. Those things around them, they call that the halo. Yeah, so not including his afro. His Asian afro. That's Asian afro. We found a new temple trinket. There are tons of trinkets out there. Most of what we see in most cases are they have these display boards and they'll have a wooden placard and the people write their note on the placard and it has a picture on the other side and usually goes for about 500 yen. Other things I've seen here are you pay 200 yen so you can write your name in calligraphy on a rock, and I don't know where that rock goes, but you can do that. There is also another like cutout of, I think it's probably Hase Cannon, and you can write your name on the back. And as you saw, we saw the army of the Simpsons, and you could write your name on the back of the army of the Simpsons. This is another thing, but I've never seen this before. There's many, many different types of pictures, and on the back it's kind of bland so that you can write on it. That one's not really that bland, so it's hard to read, but it's just a piece of paper. And the plaque I kind of got because it was sturdy and it felt like something, and it really felt like you were putting your wishes onto something good. This feels like, I don't know what this feels like. It feels insignificant in my wishes. But this is 200 yen. And you're starting to see...
These are discount wishes.
These are discount wishes. You're starting to see like how the temples can exist. I mean, we paid to get in here. And we paid for the calligraphy class, which was totally worth it. And then other people, they are appealing to a broad array of temple trinket wanters. You will find something in every temple that you're like, gosh, I should definitely spend the 200 yen to just do that, to display that, to put my wishes on that, to be a part of this Simpsons army. They will find some way to make you want to join in on that.
This whole temple complex is actually pretty sprawling, and it's sort of built into the side of a hill. So there's all of these different shrines and stuff that are in different areas in the temple complex area. I don't know how to refer to this whole area. It's like, park isn't the right word, but I don't think temple is the right word either, but this area where there's all these religious things that we had to pay 300 yen to get into.
When we don't know what to do with that in the translation world, we say district.
District? Oh, okay. So when you translate it, you say district? Okay, cool. So in this district, there are lots of different buildings that are like shrines that are for different things, and there's, like Katie has explained, there's lots of like places to like leave a note, like a wish or something, and like all these different things. And there's also a hill with a bunch of stairs that you can climb up, and at the top you get this pretty amazing view over the beach and the town of Kamakura and the ocean kind of in the background, and it's quite nice, quite pleasant. So I like this place because it's pretty diverse feeling. There's lots of different feelings, like the cave, and then the different shrines and like this view. It's like a lot of different stuff that's happening, but it's all kind of connected in a way, like the way it makes like you feel or something. So it's pretty pleasant. And it's not hot anymore, which is a huge benefit.
How are you feeling after calligraphy?
I was pretty relaxed. It's relaxing. It's like a Zen thing. Like you're like, it's not about the writing exactly. It's about like.
Yeah, you say that because you're writing so much better.
It's like about the breathing and like the nice strokes and like I don't know. It's really Zen. It's about the experience more than it is like writing something out. You know, like. I guess that's how it's conveyed to me, and that's how I feel about it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think.
The true draw to this temple, which is Hase Canon, which is as I said, it was a 9-meter tall, 11-headed Buddha Sativa that is just straight chilling. Beautiful and golden and wonderful and lit to perfection and housed in a nice little room with many people worshiping at its feet. You'll have to come and see it yourself because we couldn't make any video of it. But I think that I've sold it pretty well. So many people are going to be coming because of this. This temple district has a book rack. And that seems really strange to say, but the book rack is built into the building so that it will rotate. Like it's connected to the ceiling and it's connected to the floor, and it's built to rotate. And what people will do on the 18th of every month and at New Year's, they will come here and they will rotate the bookcase. And it's said that you don't need to read all of the sutras that are contained inside of the bookcase, because when you turn it, you absorb all of this knowledge. I feel terrible for the people, like the intellectuals out there that took all the time to read that, and people are like, I'm just gonna push this around. Got it.
What would you do?
I want to push it. Right now, since it's not the 18th of the month, you can't turn the bookcase or book rack or whatever. You can't turn it. But what you can do is inside the room, they have these little push things on the side of the wall that kind of just give you the sensation of doing it, but you don't attain the knowledge. So,
can you give that a go?
You're a little stupider for having done it. I don't know.
Oh, go ahead. You got nothing to lose. Go for it.
These actually contain sutras themselves, so spinning them does give you some sort of achievement. There was one meal I wanted to get here, and we raced from where we were to get there, only to be told that it was after last order, and I kind of got really sad. I love goals, and that was one of my goals, and that goal did not happen. But we had magically ended up in a very, very interesting, kind of a hip restaurant, and we ordered something that you can get kind of anywhere, and I thought, okay, it's just going to be boring, nothing special, but they've come out in these really cool little contraptions that I don't really understand what's going on, but it's come out like this. I expected just to get a bowl with rice with stuff on top, but it's gone above and beyond that, which is really amazing. I'm going to show you what's inside. It's essentially food on top of rice. The egg and the meat are chicken soboro and eggs, and when you get soboro, they sometimes come together, which is always exciting because the egg and the soboro are great. When you saw me earlier eating my ice cream, this is what was inside. This was the kind of ice cream that I was eating, and this is shirasu, and I'm very fogged out right now.
You're back.
Hello. I'm assuming we're just gonna end up mixing it together, and they provided us with some soup broth to make a soup out of it, which sounds amazing to me as well. And I've got some pickles. Everything should have pickles. And that's dinner. So from disappointment to this is astonishingly awesome.
Well, I want to see you try to eat some of this. Get down on
the
it.
fish?
Yeah. Tell me how it is.
Well, the fish are a little fishy, which is great because the other stuff, there wasn't really a fish flavor in the ice cream before. This actually has kind of a sea saltiness to it, which is good. The soboro, stunning. Wow.
Is there actually rice in here?
Overwhelming flavor.
I kind of get the impression there's not rice.
Nope, there's lots and lots of rice down there at the bottom, and it's, wow, it's kind of grilled on a little bit.
So it is just a donburi, it's just a fancy donburi.
Fancy donburi. Was a little expensive, so now I'm kind of seeing why.
Yeah.
This meal was 1,200 yen, and hopefully I'm gonna make it worth it.
Mine has got the same soboro, the chicken soboro that Katie's had. And this is usually cooked in like a sweet sauce, kind of. Can you explain how soboro is made? We've made it at home, haven't we? Is it like soy sauce
Soy
and
sauce,
sugar?
Sake,
And it's
meat and
ground chicken.
ground chicken. I do it with beef
Yeah.
or anything ground. You can do it with anything ground. And I found really easy recipes online, and I just double the amount of sauce, but keep the meat regular size, and it's really good.
And the other half of mine is crab. So I'm kind of excited about
Crab
that.
or crap? I heard crab.
Crab with a B.
Just crab. We've experimented a little. I'm still experimenting. I've basically thrown everything they have on the table in it. There was wasabi, some little green leaves, onion sprigs, and a little bit of soy sauce. And I just mixed it up really good. So it's starting to get a little brown and nice. And you put it over into here. And you take a little bit of your soup and you kind of just make a soup out of it. And I don't know if we're doing it right.
It's kind of right at the very least. It's not completely wrong. Other people are doing something similar. I'm not sure about their quantities though.
Yeah.
Like how much soup.
Watch some quantities.
Yeah.
I was trying to watch quantities at the calligraphy class as well. People were like, why is she looking at me? And then I felt good. So, a nice little kind of rice soup. It's getting good. I kind of feel like all the things I put on top of it are taking away from the soborones.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, a little bit. Be careful.
Yeah, the soboro is amazing. I really like soboro, like the flavor of that stuff. And this is like some of the best I've ever had. Really, really impressed. Makes me happy. That meal was pretty good. It was expensive. Mine was 1,500 yen, which is like 12 bucks. And part of it, I think, is the atmosphere and everything that you're paying for, which was pretty cool. And like the way it was served was really cool. The whole thing where you put the rice and the ingredients into the soup base, which is, we believe it's like a dashi soup base, so it's like fish flakes or something. And it's not super fishy, but it's kind of a salty flavor. And it sort of takes all these really good ingredients you have and just sort of like blends them into like not a lot of flavor. Like nothing is standing out. It just kind of turns into this like mush kind of. And I don't really prefer like that kind of meal. I really rather have the just the ingredients like alone, like on like the rice. And the rice was cooked in a way that it was like prepared for that soup experience. So the rice really wasn't good on its own, but it was okay in the soup. So what you ended up with was like really amazing ingredients on top of rice that was kind of subpar by itself, and then intended to go into a soup that I really didn't enjoy. So like the meal wasn't like bad, it just wasn't something that I personally was like that fond of. So Katie was like, this kind of thing, like we've had it before, and she was like, this kind of thing, I think I'm done. And I don't know, I kind of agree. I would have rather just had really nice soboro on top of really nice rice. Like that would have been the ideal meal, and it wouldn't have been 1,500 yen.
We've gone from Kamakura to Yokohama, which takes like an hour. It really wasn't that long. We were on the train, then we were off the train. It was pretty quick. And now, hanging out in Yokohama, we've decided to go out towards the water, but not where the Ferris wheel is. Maybe you don't know where the Ferris wheel is, but we're going away from the Ferris wheel so we can see the Ferris wheel at nighttime from afar. And currently, we've already had some fun and we're avoiding a person already. And we're not avoiding him because he was weird or strange or aggravating or whatever. At this point, we've been walking around in Kamakura forever, and we're both just kind of wandering and just staring off into the world. And the guy wanted to talk to us a lot in English, and he's Japanese, and I was really happy that he wanted to talk to us, and he helped us find a convenience store, but we just didn't have the mental energy to continue having a conversation with him. So I got to tell him that we had to go, and now so we're just hoping that we won't bump into him again. You know, that awkward situation. But we also ended up at a 3D projection mapping show out of nowhere. We just came out of the station and it was happening, and it was really gorgeous and beautiful. And I'm not sure if 3D projection mapping is going to be like, it's kind of like 3D movies. I think people are going to get bored with it, but it's still kind of cool at the moment. There's some weird things going on, but I'd say like 30% of it was amazing. 70 was just like, why are we still here?
Why was there dubstep?
Why was there dubstep? Oh, I got sunscreen going in my eyes. There's no sun. Why is the sunscreen in my eyes now?
It is about 11:30 at night, and like Katie said earlier, we are in Yokohama, and we're walking around now looking for a love hotel to stay in, since that went so well for us in Fukuoka. We Googled it again, and this is an area where it showed there was a cluster of them. So we are wandering around, but it feels really not like a love hotel district at all. And now we are at a crossroads. So I think this way, Katie?
Oh, okay.
Okay. You looking forward to a hotel?
I'm definitely looking forward to a hotel. We ended up, we went and we enjoyed the nightlife, just kind of sitting on a grassy little knoll and just looking at all of the lights that just fill Yokohama. It was really gorgeous and relaxing. And then we kind of got misled on where to go for the love hotels for a little while, so we kind of walked around for an hour and found no love hotels. And now I'm not seeing any more love hotels, so
We found one, but yeah,
yes, we did find one.
it was expensive. It was like 150 bucks, or well, probably 115 or something, but that's still a little more than we're looking to pay.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But it's a weekend and a holiday, so I'm a little worried.
I can't be very loud. We're at a love hotel now. Cost is like 9,000 yen, and we have the choice between two rooms, either the kyde fishbowl or the 3D art room. Neither of those are actually what they are. Like, there's just stuff in the room that reminds you of that, but I feel like if we go with the fishbowl room, it's kind of like a little kid's room, and if we go with the 3D art, at least I'll feel a little more adult about it. Yeah.
This time they gave us a key, so I don't think we're going to get locked in the room.
Oh, you're right. That's really nice. Also, we saw that you can rent some very special products. Oh, sorry. We realized that you were purchasing these special fun products to take with you to your room. At first I thought it was
This might be one of
rental.
them. This is a freebie.
Guarantee that has been in that situation.
What was that? That's scary. So as you can see, our room number is flashing.
That makes me think they're gonna lock us in.
Yeah, but we have a key.
You just lock the door.
No. There we go. All right, so what do we got?
The Genkon's kind of nice. I like this little door.
Smells like cigarettes, pretty strong.
My nose must really be broken. I love that these are speckled gold walls.
Yeah. So like, I don't usually, like, we have a problem here. Like my foot, there's no way it fits inside of these slippers. So I know it's really gaijin of me, but I just ignore them. All right, what's the room like?
Cigarettes to the max.
Yeah, it smells pretty bad. The room is pretty wild looking though. It doesn't look at all like what it looked like in the pictures.
Yeah, it's a lot gaudier.
And this is like...
I love that this is the obvious air thing.
Yeah. This, the wallpaper is like a fabric, and it's...
That's why it smells so bad in here.
Yep. And it's like textured, and like this is like up higher than this part on it.
Dude.
And we got this couch. I wouldn't recommend touching this couch.
I don't recommend touching the couch either, but it's...
Is that a massage chair?
Yes.
What's going...
You said you needed a massage too.
I did.
Cody. Indeed. You know, what's really scary about pushing the buttons on this is it's going to do stuff to you, and I have no idea what it's going to do right now. No.
Be careful, you're in a love hotel in a massage chair. You're gonna get pregnant.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, so I just checked out the bathroom, and I'm gonna take you in there and let you guys see what we've got in here. So, first off, like when you walk in the bathroom area, there's this curtain that I guess maybe that goes to another room. I don't know. It's creepy. Maybe that's outside. And I haven't looked, but I'm betting this is probably the toilet. Okay, and that little room is okay. It's a little creepy. It's not too bad. And then you've got, you know, your sink area over here. But the part that shines, look at this. Oh, it's incredibly big. Like, I don't even know. This is such a huge room for the shower. And this might be bigger than the room is bed. It looks like at one point this opened, like, into the room or something. I don't know. This place is pretty ghetto. It's way grosser than the place we stayed in Fukuoka, but it's not, like, dreadful or anything. How's that chair going?
This is great. I would say that this is worth, like, 2,000 yen.
2,000 yen?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to get one of these chairs for home?
Yeah.
Do you actually like them?
Yeah.
They just feel like poking. It's not good.
You gotta relax, man.
I can't relax with that robot violating me.
It is as big as advertised. Oh my. And you are jacuzziing.
Yes, and they have one button, and I'm going to press this one button. It's the power button.
It just got so dreamy in there. All right, I'm on my way.
What I like is it shuts off the main light.
Yeah. They're different colors.
I can choose the colors.
All right, I am ready.
Wait.
Back to real life.
Awesome.
If a groundhog can figure out whether you have a gun, I'm assuming that a hawk can figure out whether it's edible or a camera. I'm assuming we were going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Maybe that's all you need to put up there. It's just that about the hawks. The little seaside boat.
Hey everyone, we have a Patreon page and we'd really like for you to check it out. It'll allow you to contribute to us and make these crazy adventures we've been going on continue and get even better. So we'd really love for you to follow the link and learn more about Patreon and us. Go for it. Let's adventure.